One Such as Him, a Herobrine ex-reader story. Written and read by Happy Little Isopod. Chapter 2. One Such as You. He had, in fact, not been able to learn what he wanted to know. You had not woken up from the brief touch of his kiss, and he couldn't bring himself to wake you. Neither could he bring himself to stick to his original plan of making you his prey. So he just stands by your bedside, looking at you silently, and eventually retreats into his digital realm to find someone else to feed his need for another person's fear. This does not prove as easy as he expected. He might have retreated, but he can't forget. Your warmth, the softness of your lips, the feeling of a living person close to him, that quiet sigh that escaped you when your lips parted. The recollection of these sensations haunts him, even as he is stalking other players. It keeps his mind away from the hunt, trapped in a cycle of spiraling thoughts. In the end, the players get away as he just begins to stare out into nothingness. Why do these thoughts come unbidden? What is wrong with me? He asks himself this time and time again, but is unable to find the answer on his own. And so he returns every night to find out what it is. To watch you sleep until, every time, he can bear it no longer and he has to do it again. Leaning in and pressing his lips onto yours, he is trying to find an explanation for what is happening to him, simultaneously hoping and dreading that you might wake up. Breathing a sigh of relief when you don't, leaving with a strange tingle lingering on his lips. Each night he comes to find you in your room. Each night he is there, until one night you are not. The first night he looks around in disbelief. Your room is the way he has come to expect it. Pieces are strewn about here and there, clothes, trinkets, and the usual clutter. Your bed is unmade, with blankets tangled and pillows turned over where you left them in the morning. There are sheets of new drawings on your desk. Drawings of him, like always. But not all is as it should be. Your bed is cold and empty. The one thing he came for is missing. You. They couldn't have left, could they? He paces your room slowly, trying to quell the uneasy feeling in his stomach. Humans visit each other all the time. They're probably just out and about, sleeping elsewhere tonight. There is nothing left for him to do here. With one last look sweeping your room, he prepares to go back to his realm, gaze wandering from the screen back to your bed where he feels you would belong. They will return tomorrow. Surely they will return. But no matter how hard he tries, he can't shake the feeling that something is wrong. The second night is even worse. He crawls out of your screen almost hastily, eager to see you made it back, but can only stare in shock. They're not here. But somebody else has been. Your bed is made, with a book resting on the pillow and the wide-eyed plush next to it. The clutter from the floor has been picked up and arranged neatly in the nearby shelves. The sheets of paper on your desk are stacked into even piles. He knows how you keep your things. You never manage to get your room this clean. It feels wrong to him to see your room this tidy, like the space has been invaded by someone who belonged there even less than he did. What happened to them? Where are they? He looks up at the top of your closet, and a heavy stone drops in his stomach. The suitcase that has been sitting there for as long as he can remember is missing. They left. He tears open your closet only to have his fears confirmed. Many clothes are absent, the stack of shirts alarmingly small and shuffled together as if someone had packed in haste. They really left. A few anxious seconds later, he is in your bathroom. Toothbrush, hairbrush, all the essentials, gone. His breathing starts to become ragged. No. Did I scare them away? I couldn't have. They never woke up. They never knew I was there. Or did they? The strange invader seemed to have been in the kitchen too. Someone had thrown out all the perishables, done the dishes and taken out the trash. The counters and floor are spotless. Keeping it this clean. They must not expect to return anytime soon. If at all. Could they really be gone? He checks by the door. No jacket, no shoes. Even the slippers that usually stand by your bed are missing. They really took everything with them. They must have realized I was coming at night. They must have tried to get away. They must be afraid of me, terrified enough to leave. He returns and paces your room frantically, trying to calm down his racing thoughts. There must be an explanation, a hint, something to tell him he hadn't messed up. With shaking hands, he picks up the plush sitting on your bed, the one in his likeness. Its blank pixel eyes stare back at him emotionlessly. I really thought this one wouldn't be scared, but they even left you here. They took such care in making you, and now they left you. Left me. The plush slips from his fingers as he sinks down onto your bed, burying his face in his hands as a wave of despair washes over him. I never wanted them to be afraid of me. Not this one. Curse my wretched nature. Why can't I just... I ruined it. The one time I did not want to scare someone, and I ruin it. He bangs his fist onto the mattress in frustration, making the bed's contents jump. The book slides off the pillow and falls to the floor with a thud, its pages fluttering open to reveal line over line of handwritten text. He stares at it numbly until he becomes aware of what he is looking at. A diary. He gingerly picks it up and thumbs through the pages, reading bits and pieces until he is sure that this is indeed yours and not somebody else's. Finally, he comes to a halt at an entry some weeks ago, the day after his first visit. Dear Diary, I had a really nice dream today. Herobrine visited me and he gave me a kiss. Sadly he did not stay, but I'll take it. It's better than any other dream I had lately. He lets the diary sink into his lap and stares onto the ceiling. So his presence had not gone as unnoticed as he had thought, but got mistaken for a dream. You probably noticed your error somewhere along the way. The thought of it makes the knot in his stomach twist as he continues reading. Dear Diary, I had this dream again. Herobrine came by and we kissed, but then he left without a word. Well, I guess that's just him. He's not one for talking. I'm just happy I got to have a nice dream twice. Dear Diary, it seems I'm having the same dream more often. A kiss from Herobrine every night. I'm not complaining. There are several more entries like this, about having dreamed of him, but you never realized those kisses were real. There was no trace of fear in those entries, not one word. You even wrote about wishing these dreams were true, of your desire to meet him. But if they're not afraid, then where are they? Why are they gone? The uncertainty drives him on, fanning the flames of anxiety. He flicks ahead to the newest entry, in hopes of finding an explanation. There is none, the last entry being of 2 days ago. But between the pages there is a note. A post-it sticker, wrinkled and written on with a barely functioning ballpoint pen. The letters are shaky and malformed, telling of the effort it took to write them, but it is unmistakably your handwriting. And the words on it make his heart jump, piercing through his hopelessness like a ray of light. Please wait for me, they say. And so he waits. He still comes to your room every night in hopes of finding you there. But he bides his time, praying that the note left was meant for him, that it meant you were coming back one day. As the days become a week, he starts to make himself familiar with your room, busying himself with its contents to keep the yearning feeling in his chest at bay. He notices dust building up on your trinkets and finds he can't stand it. Dust means you're not here, something he does not want to be reminded of, so he takes it upon himself to remove it every few days. Your plants are next, as whoever has the duty of watering them eventually forgets, but he is there to make sure they stay alive and healthy. All in all, he takes great care to keep your place ready for your return, as if the deed alone could bring you home. And then one day, you are. He stands by your bedside, and his heart jumps in his chest. He can hardly believe his glowing eyes when he sees your hair peek out of the pillows, as he watches the familiar lump under the blankets rise and fall with gentle breaths. They're back. He falls to his knees, overwhelmed with how much the mere sight of you makes him feel. They're finally back. And this time, he does not watch. He does not wait. His lips seek out yours, to feel them, to remind him that it is true, that this is not just a dream, that you truly are there. He lingers in the touch for longer than ever, not caring that he might wake you up, because it doesn't matter. This time it doesn't. He kisses you again and again, before he pulls your body towards himself in a desperate embrace. I wasn't aware how much I missed them. He nestles his head on your collarbone, not finding the strength to pull himself onto his feet again just yet, and listens to your heartbeat. He closes his eyes, and there it is, loud, clear, and rapid. You know, I'm happy to be back as well, you say. His eyes shoot open, and he gasps, looking at your face in shock. Oh no, they're awake. They know I'm here. I shouldn't have done that. I should have been careful. Now they'll be scared like all the others. They'll scream and... Sorry I kept you waiting this long. You smile into his face, even though his eyes must be blindingly bright to you in the dark of your room. I didn't mean to, but I got into an accident and had to stay at the hospital for a while. They are not screaming. They're talking. They're talking to me. To me. With wide eyes, he silently stares at you for a moment until it sinks in that what he longed for came true. That you really, really are unafraid. I didn't dare to hope any more. But what happened to them? He reaches out with his hands, motioning for your right arm that you are carrying in a sling, and the fresh scar you now bear on your forehead. Yes, I got hurt, you confirm. But I'm healing. I will be fine. His expression darkens. He looks at the door, then back to you, and leans in protectively. When I find out who did this to you, you do not hear a word from him, as he does not speak, but still you seem to know what's going on in his mind. Don't worry, nobody hurt me on purpose. Traffic just has a way of punishing those who do not pay attention. So they're safe. You're safe. Thank goodness. But I shouldn't linger. He breathes a relieved sigh and rises to his feet, waving his hands in a soft goodbye. Herobrine, wait! You call out to him as you push yourself up to sit at the edge of your bed. He stands frozen while your hand beckons him closer. Please, let me see you. See me? Hesitantly, He comes closer, getting down on one knee right next to you. Your wish is hard for him to grasp. He knows of your fascination for who he is, but he still can't fathom why you would be actually interested in him. Nobody ever wanted to see me. Not like this. Breathless, he takes in every detail of your face as you study his. Your eyes capture him instantly. They are the part of you which he has never seen before, and he admires them. The way they move when you look at him, the way the light of his own reflects on them, the colors and patterns in your irises. He is mesmerized. They call the eyes the windows to the soul. I understand why now. They look so alive. You reach out to him with your good hand. Your fingers are brushing his cheek, running through his hair at the back of his neck. You're real, you say in amazement, a chuckle of disbelief escaping you. You actually are real. Ever since I started having these dreams, I hoped... You would hope for me? But they never were dreams, were they? You ask in awe, shaking your head slowly. It was you all along, wasn't it? He swallows dryly, that mix of hope and dread bubbling up in his stomach like before. But he would never lie to you, and so he nods. Please don't get mad. I know I was overstepping, but... You're a strange one, stealing kisses and taking off without a word. But I let you in on a secret. The smile you give him now is something he has never seen directed at his person before. So tender and warm, and it awakens this flutter in his chest again. He feels the gentle pull of your hand behind his head as you lean towards him. They're so close. Do they want to? Would they really? Your lips brush his as you speak. Kisses are a lot better when they're shared.